What's up, you guys? It is October. Destiny Nicholson. Give it a like. Alright, I'll bring you a review of Batman the Detective Comics issue 24. This is the finale of the whole Wrath storyline here. And the cover for this is like not embossed, but kind of like the issue 21 of Batman sticker or something. Beautiful artwork, as you can tell. Just looks lovely. You can see almost looks like that video game, that 8-bit video game. What was it? Invaders? Yeah, it looks like that. And yeah, that's awesome. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, so starts off Caldwell, they're going back, he shaking hands with the mayor and stuff, and Batman's monologue and talking about stuff. Okay, yeah, and so all the cops, just about all the cops except for Jim Gordon and Bullock, are like shocked, all around town. All the cops are just being shocked to death, and Batman is saying, the Wrath. He's talking to Batman. He's saying, "You're picking it up on the police scanners, aren't you, Batman? All their screams, all their pleas for help. This is all because of him." Batman says, "I'm putting a stop to this, Caldwell, and to you." Says, "I'm not Caldwell. I never was Caldwell. Caldwell is just a mask I wear in order to pursue my mission. I am Wrath. I am through with you, Pennyworth, stooge, and it's time to complete my mission. The entire Gotham City police force is feeling my wrath, painfully, slowly, and it will be the last thing they feel. You've made a nuisance of yourself too long, Batman, so you're going to feel it too." So, for now, state of shock, and Wrath gets in his spacecraft, and he has little drones, and the three of them are just attacking Batman just right now. So that's pretty cool. Batman says 90% of GCPD has been incapacitated. In approximately 4.5 minutes, they'll be dead. His hardware is impressive. Clearly, Caldwell saved the best of his military equipment he manufactured for himself. But what he advantages he has an offense capabilities I make up for in maneuverability. You see, he's crashing into buildings, and once again, the artwork is wonderful. Says, "I'm confident that I could bring Wrath down, but it would take time, and time is exactly what I do not have. So maybe this will buy me some more time." Then he orders the Batplane to self-destruct sequence, and it blows up in the Wrath's face. The Wrath says, "Batman?" He's in his this. I know it's like what it is, but it kind of reminds me a lot of Wonder Woman's invisible plane. He says, "This is the second Batplane I had to sacrifice in as many months, but it did what it needed to do, disabling Wrath's warplane while allowing me to successfully field test my refractive metamineral glider, so I could be where I need to be." So he goes back to Caldwell Technologies, breaks, bam, he's there right there next to Alfred, helping him out and shutting down the vests that are shocking all of the police officers at the GCPDs. And Bullock is talking to, says, Jim is instructing Harvey to say, "Get those damn vests off. See that they're destroyed. Get medical attention for these officers immediately." And there's more stuff. So Alfred and Batman, they look on Wrath's computer, and they're looking for stuff to figure out who he is. He says, just a moment, sir. I'll call up information on Wrath's computer. It's a 15-year-old crime scene photo. Exactly what are we looking at, Alfred? There's death, sir. A criminal shot by the GCPD while fleeing a jewelry store robbery. There's not just any criminal, I'm guessing. There's no. His name was Mallory Caldwell. Not only that, the diamonds he stole were never recovered. The police report says Caldwell might have ditched them or handed them off. But remember, this was at a time where police corruption was at an all-time high. And it's possible that the Sun blames not just the police for the shooting, but Caldwell investigated him thoroughly. This connection never came up. There's no would, sir. Not when a man supplying the police with equipment, with access to their database and intellectual prowess to alter their files. Not until you directed me to install the firewall bypass and hack into Caldwell's system. That's the issue. So they're leaving. It says, what do we do now, sir? We erase it from the map of Gotham. Exactly what I plan on doing with Wrath. It says, how? Connect to James Gordon. So, and that's a nice little shot of Batman and Alfred walking out together with smoke and stuff behind them. You know, but there's no one else around. So yes, now the Wrath has his humongous tank, just war tank, and he's destroying the streets and everything, heading toward the GCPD. And Batman saying it was exactly 5:45 p.m. when the Wrath resurfaced, driving extensively modified Caldwell-produced reinforced armor heavy artillery vehicle. He drove straight to the door of the 13th precinct, the most populated Gotham City station house during the changes of the most heavily manned shifts. He proceeded to open fire. Then he got out of the tank and walked through what remained of the doors of the station house, expecting to find nothing but death and destruction. Instead, he found me. And we see an awesome pic of Wrath in Batman in a new outfit of his, like armored up, you know, and it's got a little bit of red in it, you know, which is cool, you know, red bats, and he found only me. I convinced Gordon to evacuate the station and the Gotham Police Department to cooperate with Batman, unthinkable under normal circumstances. It says, what? There's nobody here, Wrath is saying, you know. How did you know? It's like, the old police personnel records, the men in charge of the investigation of your father were stationed here. They said they didn't investigate him, they killed him. And so they start fighting and stuff. And Wrath throws the first punch. He says, you're next. He says, I was like, no more murder, no more revenge. And it's a really awesome suit. He says, only justice. And he smashes the Wrath's head into like concrete and stuff, and they're just punching and going at it. And where's the justice for my father? He says, you know, Batman says, I'll show you. He says, I tried to get James Gordon to leave the station house, but I'd stress how very dangerous and well-equipped Wrath was. I told Gordon to pull his men and women back a full 4 blocks radius just to be safe, knowing full well Gordon would not. So once they make their way fighting out of the precinct, what's left of the precinct, and James Gordon and all of the JCPD, they're like behind him and stuff, and he says, Mr. Caldwell, you're under arrest on multiple counts of murder of officers and the Gotham City Police Department. He says, you stop me? Even with Batman you can't. He says, Batman says, Wrath was wrong, of course. He was exposed. His armor was damaged, vulnerable. I could have taken him down. But the GCPD, James Gordon says, you probably think that you've killed a lot of us. And today you almost killed all of us. You used our equipment against us. That says, but the JCPD needed this victory. James Gordon says, time for us to return the favor. Fire! And the big beam shoots Wrath, freaking blows him back into the building. You know, he staggers up just a little bit, and Batman gives him one last punch. You know, breaking his freaking face, and you know, electricity coming out. Really great shot. And yeah, Batman said, "Here's the justice. Here's your justice." And I'm sure you know this by now. But you know this, but your need for revenge kept you from caring. James Gordon is the man who ultimately took down the crooked cops responsible for your father's death. The men who put him in a grave instead of in jail, where he belonged. And jail is where we'll be sending you. Give him the Blackgate. Jim Gordon says. He says, nice shot, Batman says to Jim Gordon. He says, saw all sort of punishment that suiting of his could take. They knew it wasn't going to kill him, because he shot him with a beam, you know. It was like I think he used his cannon or a tank thing. This is I'm at the station house, Jim. I can talk to Bruce Wayne and make sure he donates generously for a building. Jim says, no need. The case against Caldwell is ironically ironclad. His assets will be seized, and all the money of his will finally be put to good use. You saved us, Batman, the entire force. Don't think I'm the only one. It says, good night, Jim. And that guy from like the first issue comes running up behind Batman and says, hold on a minute, Batman. I want to work with you. It's Officer Wallace. It's Officer Wallace, if you remember that. Says, I never much liked you, Batman, and you and the rest of your Bat family. I've always figured you for every psycho you guys took down, another got inspired and popped up in their place. And that's an opinion I ain't ever been shy about making known. Hell, when Scorn showed up, I started off in cops, I was half convinced you were in league with him. You have a point, officer? I was in the locker room when my partner and everybody else in the ship got zapped half to death, and there was nothing, it wasn't a damn thing I could do. You helped a lot of my friends, a lot of guys like me who wouldn't have spit on you if you were on fire, and it wasn't the first time you've done that. I've been on this force a lot of years, 16 of them. I remember the way things were before you, but back when Loeb was commissioner, not Gordon, and everybody was crooked and everything was ugly. This Wrath guy is on us, not on you, because of the way things used to be. At least now we get somebody fighting to make it better. I guess what I'm trying to say is, I'm sorry, Batman. Maybe having all these bats around Gotham, maybe that ain't necessarily a bad thing. And we see a little frame of a black guy just running, huffing and puffing, and a whole bunch of bats coming up behind him, freaking sweeping him off, and his hat's gone, so whatever. It says, a few days later still, Blackgate Prison, Jim Gordon is handing off information to Caldwell, and Caldwell saying, I wanted to kill them all. I wanted to kill you. And Jim is saying, nonetheless, Caldwell Mallory, this case was old as dirt. Why'd you open it again? And investigate? Why'd you bother to clear my father's name and finger a bunch of old dead cops? Let's just make your department look bad, no matter how long ago it happened. That's what Caldwell says. And he says, didn't do this for you. I did it because it's the right thing to do. That's what justice is. I don't expect you to understand, but maybe you can think on it. After all, you've got nothing but time. So, Caldwell gets put in a cell. He's talking about, he says, the moment I get out of here, he's a dead man, Jim Gordon, and every cop who serves under him. And then Batman. And then another guy across the cell, across from him, says, sounds like you got big plans for the future. We should talk about that. You know, and it's that Emperor Penguin guy. So, and both of them actually kind of look alike, like they could be brothers or something. That's kind of odd, but you know, got that Macklemore type look going for him. So yeah, and that's the end of that. So, and the next issue will be a tie-in to 0 Year. So that'll be cool. So yeah, Detective Comics, you know, Wrath. Good issue. I was kind of hoping for a little bit more climactic finish, but you know, it was climactic enough. You know, I suppose I wanted a little bit more all-out fighting. You know, but still good issue. Good issue. Nice close. I guess I'm looking forward to see whenever we'll see Wrath again. So, New 52 Wrath is pretty awesome. You know, I love this entire 3-month series. Yeah, so thanks you guys for watching. Reckon, you know, like Twitter, Tumblr, follow me, Facebook page like that. That's new, and see you guys next time. Peace.